You're welcome back. If you're just joining us, my name is Macauley Hunohashi, and you're on to the POLITY live from KAFTAN Television Studios in Abuja. Joining me from my far right is no other person than our regular in-house KAFTAN TV analyst. He is the sports, he's beg your pardon, Gabriel. He is the editor and presenter of our program, our darling program, one of the star programs of KAFTAN TV.
Inside Agriculture
and
Community
reports.
Yeah.
And that is Gabriel Enemali.
That's correct.
You're welcome to the POLITY.
Thank you very much, viewers. Good afternoon.
Beside me with the red cap, looking like a red cap chief, is a journalist and also a publisher, Gideon Ike. You're welcome to the POLITY.
Yeah, you're welcome, everyone.
Let's start with something there's so much happening in the POLITY in Nigeria. Nigeria is a country where, you wake up in the morning and we are inundated with a lot happening in the POLITY. Let's start with the devastation caused by the flooding in Borno State. It has caused a lot of havoc. How did you receive the news?
I'm not surprised because since 2012 I've been covering flood in Nigeria, and since that same 2012 till date, nothing has been done. The most worrisome about all of this is that early this year, NIMET warned Nigerians and the authority that there's going to be flood, there's going to be heavy downpour in 32 states, that everybody should be prepared. They did that, they repeated it again in June. And even this morning, there's another forecast that there's going to be a heavy thunderstorm and downpour. So, sir, the question is that what have we been doing? We like fire brigade approach. So, one, why I'm not surprised is that no political will, no action has been taken, no law and order, so that people can sit up and do their job. It's just a matter of you are occupying an office and your duty is to work for people, and you fail to work for people. Once you fail to plan, you plan to fail. That is simply what is happening. Don't forget it's a dam. Don't forget it's a lake. Definitely there's always a higher, a rising level at which once you get to that level, you will begin to release the water gradually. But was somebody sleeping? Did they all went to bed? Or what happened? So somebody must be ready to answer that question. But I can bet you in Nigeria, nothing of such will ever happen, because it's also another avenue to milk or to loot money.
Gabriel, the president has reacted swiftly by ordering the relocation of affected victims,
yes,
to IDP camps.
So what do you expect him to do? What do you expect him to say? So relocating them, is that the solution? No, sir. First of all, relocating them, that's another crisis he's going to create. One, there's going to be high level of poverty, hunger, diseases, all amounting from all of this. If you look at the SDG goal, I think only 3 will not be affected there. Simple. His reaction that he has reacted, is that the solution? But somebody was there now. Can't we be proactive? Can't we even be preventive? Is it coming to call the person in charge of that dam? What happened? Is there going to be any inquiry? Will there be question and answer? Will there be penalty to anybody who did who neglected his job? So as a journalist, I have been covering it up till 2012. Right before my eyes, I saw a man whose baby died in his hand. He had no place to bury his daughter. He had to let the baby go. I have it on video. So things like this don't surprise me. I'm a community reporter. I dwell with the people.
Okay, let me ask you this. At press time,
yes,
thousands of people were sighted evacuating few of their belongings,
yes,
to a safer area such as Bulunkutu. You are familiar with that too.
Yeah.
Gomaru Airport, Tashambaga, among others. And the devastation. It was also gathered that apart from the Sheh's palace, that's the Shehu of Borno's palace, Umar Gabriel Al-Kanebi, some parts of University of Maiduguri, let me just itemize some of them here.
Right.
Gwange, Teaching Hospital, Moro, State Locust, 500 Abagana Housing Estate, popularly known as Monday Market, Lagos Street, NUJ Center, even our own Nigerian Union of Journalists Center, Government House, even the Government House, the seat of government, have been submerged.
Sir, have you ever seen where a 30,000 gallon of tank busted? Have you ever seen it? If you see how fast moving the water will be, then not to talk about a lake and a dam. that is man-made. All our disasters have been man-made, no natural disaster. We are so lucky that such doesn't happen to us, where you hear some places, you hear earthquake, landslide and all of that. We don't have all of that. Every disaster in Nigeria is man-made and just negligence, and nobody is being called to order. People, the little they can carry is what you see them taking away. I mean, you can't carry more than yourself. First of all,
let me come to Gabriel. Gabriel, you are a journalist. You've been in the trenches for years, covering disasters. Particularly, flash floods.
Yes.
Were you expecting this from in Borno State?
Yes, just like what my colleague says. You see, it's quite unfortunate in Nigeria that we always like this fire brigade approach. It's unfortunate. Just like he said, NEMET has been announcing it start from January. They have been hitting the alarm all the time. So why are we waiting till this time? It's unfortunate. Look at what happened in Borno State. Property lost, life, and is going to create more insecurity in the land. Okay, now Mr. President has said move them to IDP camp. Fine. The one that is in IDP's camp, are they well taken care of? Are they well fed? And we are bringing more to IDP's camp. For what? For God's sake. Is it the solution? Just like what my colleague said. What we are talking about is the solution to this. I don't know why we keep on waiting. When
see the devastating pictures.
And it's unfortunate. It's unfortunate. It's unfortunate. A whole city of Borno State.
You know the scary part of it. Look at the visuals. Our producer is displaying it in the MCR. The MCR people are displaying the visuals. And the scary part of it, Ike, is that snakes and crocodiles have taken over this, inhabitants.
Why would they? Just look at the weight of the whole thing there. Submerge the whole houses, even no one can move, and all the rest of them. There will be loss of life, loss of property, loss of so many things in this critical time of hardship of Nigeria. Where do we go from here?
When you talk about snakes and all that, there are also life below water.
Yes, sir.
SDG goal number 14 says protect them. If not inside water, where would they be?
So they are vulnerable because
they are also vulnerable.
They are being moved from their natural habitat.
Sir, to another place. So, sir, when we sit down and just this morning or yesterday night, Kenji has released her own water.
Kenji.
Yes. In the next few days, we'll start hearing stories about all the states or local government or communities.
It will exacerbate the
and sir, let me remind you, if you recall, this flood happened past years ago. That just Kogi State here, Lokoja, you cannot pass. For how many months, sir? And still, we are still keeping quiet. How long are we going to keep quiet, for God's sake? For things to keep on spoiling and spoiling and spoiling.
Journalists are not keeping quiet. That's why we're here today.
So, I hope they will hear us.
Thank you very much. That's a question. I hope they will.
I hope they will hear us.
No, they do.
If they do, sir, why is it that it is when it is quarter to go before they will start jumping?
Okay, not only that,
not
sir.
even jumping.
Okay, not only that,
yes.
Sir, why is it that someone is not punished for not doing the right thing? Because I believe before you see all this coming to this stage, there must be people responsible to do the right thing, sir. Why is it that somebody is not punished for not doing the right thing?
In 2013, because the flood in Kogi State that affected Kogi State happened in 2012. And in 2013, and then stroke 2018, because it became a yearly ritual.
Yes, sir.
They raised a kind of gauge. And the moment the river or the water gets to that gauge, everybody should leave the area. And then there's going to be more noise from government, local communities, and all of that to tell the people evacuate from lowland or very close to the water, to upland or higher ground.
Yes,
Sir, the question is that in the first place, are you aware that River Niger, since they said they are dredging, from out? They've not dredged it. All your dams are not dredged. It's just like you put a cup and have it full the cup with sand. Any little water, it will overflow. So somebody is responsible for that. But I can assure you, it's part of another way to loot money. I can assure you, the people that were asked to evacuate to IDP camp, how much of food will you give them, or will you provide for them?
Sorry, sir. Even the one that is there, I keep on asking questions. How many food have you feed them enough? Talk less of adding another one to the one that is already there. That is not well fed.
This is more insecurity.
This is more insecurity. Loss of property.
Yeah, we're talking about political will.
Yes.
The vice president has acted swiftly. Vice President Kashim Shettima, he
visited the place.
He went there for an on-the-spot assessment, and he described it as the most catastrophic in 30 years. The government is going to do something about it.
So why is it catastrophic? That's the question number one. Why is it catastrophic? He was governor of that state before.
He was.
What did he do? How is that catastrophic? That he visited there and he made that pronouncement? That's effective English. As far as I'm concerned, that's effective English. I keep saying it. We are tired of English. We don't even want to hear English anymore. We want action. Action. Sir, now that he came back, what measures have been put in place? What are the emergency measures put in place for the people? Now, I'm very, very sure there are some persons that are still trapped either in the hospital or in the house or somewhere are not yet evacuated.
Yes, sir.
How are they going to eat? How are they going? There are so many diseases that we should be expecting from now. So, that you are catastrophic. So, what is the English for?
Sorry,
the
sir.
moment the English does not translate into action, sir, you are only talking effective English, and it's not taking us anywhere. And this is where we have found ourselves. I expected the president, just like he came off early last year, said, when he took over, and he said, subsidy gone. I want to see the people in charge punished today.
Good.
That is the kind of reaction we want to hear or we want to see. Who is in charge of that dam? What happened? Who are the people from the top to the bottom? Bring everybody to book now and let us see it. Sir, are you aware that anything that the government says today, nobody listening to him, so then they talk. Nobody trusts the government anymore.
There's a trust deficit.
Absolutely.
And sir, if we don't take action immediately, believe me, just like what my colleague says, Mehmet has released another one. More states are going to involve. I'm telling you. So the earlier we begin to see it as a disaster and work on it immediately, address the issue, the better. Because if we keep on saying, hold on, wait, for how long are we going to start running helter-skelter?
Unfortunately for Borno State and for the people of Borno State and the entire country, these flash floods, disaster occurred while the governor, Babazulum, is out of the country. Even the deputy is on his annual leave.
Even if he's there, you see, this is you are on annual
What would he have
leave.
done?
Come back. Leave the leaf now.
Because Buhari, the former president
Yes.
of Nigeria, described it as a national calamity. So the people in charge need to come back.
They need to see if your child, if it is their own that is involved in this, will they sit down there?
No.
You mentioned Buhari, past president. When there was killing in Benue State, did he visit them? But when his child had an accident, he was first to be there, even to the hospital. You see, this is how selfish they are. They don't care about you and I. And we must, continue to talk until people see, like I told you, nobody ever trusts the government again. If you like, talk till tomorrow. If they don't see action, nobody believes anything. Even if they see the action, it's going to be selective.
But we must also commend the Vice President, Kashim Shettima, at least for visiting.
Before he's from Borno, would he not have visited the place?
To visit the place and see things.
We should stop pampering them.
To see things,
Yes, sir. It's real, we should stop pampering them.
I hope he should match his words by action. He has gone back, he said that something will be done. I hope he should match his word by action.
Okay. Guys in the MCR are going to display our telephone number so that viewers at this auspicious time can begin to call in. That is it. It's right there on your screen, viewers. Please begin to call in so that you can join the conversation by making it interactive and interesting. Thank you, guys in the MCR. Let me come back to Gabriel. Bayo Onanuga is the, before I talk about the reaction, okay, let's talk about his reaction. He released a statement that says Bayo Onanuga is the special advisor to the president on communications and strategy.
Okay.
And he's been a Tinubu boy right from their days in Lagos. And let me quote it. So President Tinubu extends his heartfelt condolences to the government and people of the state, especially to the families that have lost their means of livelihood due to the disaster triggered by the overflow of the allowed dam. Were you expecting anything beyond this?
Nothing. That's the normal thing.
Is that not enough to assuage the feelings of those that have been affected and not to allay fears?
You see, well, here's the communication and strategy. Maybe this is the only strategy as we have been hearing this again and again. And because I've always been involved in covering flood, all of this thing doesn't make sense or make any meaning to me. The persons who now, let me tell you this: 70% of Maiduguri, Borno State, is underwater. It means that there's going to be high level of hunger. Number two, any crop below water and is 6 days after, overflowed by water after 6 days, is bad. So I was expecting them to see, we don't have this emergency response team like we used to see in other places. What we hear is just effective English, which just like I just read out, that is all. End of story. Nothing happens again. So the people can go and die. Sir, enough is enough for all this kind of a thing from government. He himself, that is the special, did he travel with the president? So what is the on-the-spot assessment that he can give back to the president? How many team or the presidential team were there apart from the vice president's team? Who can tell the president the real situation? Nobody. Yeah, we've seen picture. Is that all? Are we saying that life no longer mean anything to us? Why are we making mockery of ourselves by ourselves? We became so vulnerable, like people that doesn't have leadership. It doesn't make sense. In fact, even the president that is back there, I remember there was a time there was a flood in one of these countries in America, and what's his name? President Trump then flew in and was in the boat with the people there to see how they can rescue. How many of them are leaders have you ever seen? No, sir. Rather, they will sit down in their cozy room and then come and write us English and tell us that they are sympathizing with us. Is that all?
I think our politicians have a penchant of politicizing everything, including issues of national interest or national disaster. The NNPP presidential candidate, Rabi Musa Kwankwaso, also released on his Twitter handle that, and I quote, "I've seen horrifying images from Maiduguri where many parts of the city are submerged by water. I appeal to the authorities and those who can help to render all necessary assistance to safeguard the people and their communities. Our thoughts and prayers are with the government and people of Borno State at this difficult time." Is there anything you need he can do beyond condolence?
You see, most of the times when such a thing happens, you see a lot of condolence coming from left and right and all the rest of them. Well, but that is not the real solution. The condolence can come, but the major thing is that what are we doing to stop it not to happen again? This is just what happened. This is just the basis. You see, releasing press release or maybe rushing emergency agency, giving them little things to solve their problem is not what we need. Because in the next, this is rainy season we are in now, in the next few weeks again, the Met has released another press release that rain is still going to fall again. There is going to be another disaster. What are we doing towards all these things? We don't just keep quiet and be waiting, let it happen. We start sending condolences to state and all the rest of them. It doesn't make any meaning. It doesn't affect lives that has been lost over there. It's just that they have not given us the total life that was lost in Maiduguri, in Borno State. They have not given us, and loss of property worth of billions of naira. They have not bring it to a view that this is how much that is lost you know, and another one is going to lose just within few weeks. This condolence is not what we need now. What we need now, what we want Mr. President to do is to take action immediately. Whoever that is involved in not doing what they're supposed to do should be penalized immediately, so that there will be a kind of sit-up into those sectors. They will do the right thing so that this will not happen again.
One of okay, you want to say something?
Yeah, I wanted to say something. You know, 2012, the reason for opening of their floodgate was because they noticed that the dam was cracking. And if they had allowed it, like Don Dam in Cameroon, if they had allowed it, it would have, you know, be destroyed, and then everywhere would be flooded. So they opened. But meanwhile, do you know what they did? Before they even opened, they sent signal to Nigeria.
Yes,
Nigeria went to sleep.
Yes.
Nigeria went to sleep. We are going to sleep.
Yes.
Nigeria went to sleep, and at the end of the day,
the flood came.
Devastation. And up till today, for Lagdon Dam to open her dam, the management of Lagdon Dam, they will always notify Nigeria, because the water comes through Benue down to Lokoja and then into the Atlantic Ocean. So telling us that this is the volume of water that will be coming, have we ever heard anything like that in Nigeria? Have Nigeria ever come out to warn anybody along that coastal line? Come off a road, come off a road. As I speak with you today, Ibaji local government, that is one of the 774 local government, 12 communities along the river Rhine has been washed away. As I speak with you, I will do that story next around December. I will stand to tell you how shallow the water is now. Not even a boat. Not even a boat. The only thing that can pass through that place is canoe that you can paddle. Not even with any engine boats, because it will get stuck. So this is how vulnerable Nigeria is now. Everybody to himself. God for all of us.
Okay, let me ask you. There was also was it a jailbreak?
It's not a jailbreak. They should stop using that kind of English. It's not a jailbreak. That cannot be jailbreak. Sir, the water who are to protect the people, notice that the water is coming, and if they stay, even they will be consumed. So no, you don't go open door.
I'm interested in that one. Hold on first. Let's take this caller. Our first caller. Good afternoon. This is the Polity Live from KAFTAN Television. Please go ahead. Your name and where you're calling from. Four Square.
Yeah, O Square.
O Square from Guarimpa. Go ahead, sir.
Yeah. I said this scenarios play out regularly, and to start with, there is always warning. Yes, you hear NIMED give out their reports at the beginning of the year. They give out the flood warning. They mention the areas they expect such to happen.
Yeah.
And the report is always there. The next thing you hear is states are warned. 12 states. The routes are known. Now, check these states. They always have this committee they'll set up. Unfortunately, they don't set them up on time. And where they do is just academics until the fire breaks out. It's a recurring cycle. Quite unfortunate. We don't have ways of mitigating it. Now, let's even get it clear. We talk about the dredging of the Niger.
Yeah.
It was supposed to help in containing the volume of water that will always come this season. I don't want to mention the one of the dam, the normal flow based on the predicted rainfall. They know. Now there's this dredging level that has to be done. I remember it's about 15 years now. Sorry, I think that was 2011 to 2014 that they talked about the dredging. They wanted to start work. You hear budget for it. Now the communities along, especially in the Delta region, requested for an EIA report because you don't dredge. It's only an issue when you dredge large bodies of water. The communities on the banks, they are exposed. Now let's see the EIA report so that this shore enforcement, the reinforcement of some shorelines along some community areas will be done. Unfortunately, many of these things were not done. So we are in this is a deep quagmire, unfortunately. And will you believe it? So much money was budgeted for that dredging. So we're coming back to the same thing. The way you see it happen in our big rivers, in Niger, the Benue, that is what is happening in the north, where you have these various areas. I mean, going across, you just see the whole place. We don't have any master plan. As it concerns dredging, flooding. There is none. So now you see monies. Unfortunately, this is the cycle. You can predict it. Monies are going to be released. NEMA, SEMA, and the local government, whatever around, committees are going to be set up. They're going to have their meetings. Funds are going to be disbursed. Materials are going to be bought, stored in warehouses, shared, stolen. This cycle it's a vicious cycle. So you have people who, good governance is far from us. We know that. But at least, let it be seen. And once you budget money for anything, see if we're able to get 40% used for the purpose, you will get results. I tell you for a fact that we hardly have 20% of those funds used. So the whole plan is there. There's nothing new.
Thank you.
We're playing out now. They're going to visit, they're coming back. And NEMA and SEMA will begin to run with budgets. Tomorrow, nothing.
Thank you, Oscar. Oscar is of the view that while thousands of victims are grieving,
yes,
they are in penury, they are in pains, they are impoverished, government officials will be smiling to the bank.
Of course. The clothes they're going to wear, they're going to buy it. So if it is 5 naira, they increase it. The food they will eat, whatever food they're going to bring for them, whatever amount it is, be rest assured that they will increase it. The mattresses, the blankets, the mats, and so on and so forth. Probably other things that they think they can, get for them. Even they will tell you that the place is not good. They are going to fumigate the place before they bring the people. All of this is going to be budgeted for, and this is where you see everybody's camping to get something out of it at the expense of the people. This is absolutely not good. And that is why I expected all our politicians to ask themselves this question. Are we actually serving God? Are we serving God? But the beautiful thing is that the consequences is always waiting. The aftermath of it is always waiting. Because that poor man that you made him cry, you will cry double his own. It's simple. So I am not surprised about anything. Sir, in Kogi State, the Confluence Hotel, before it was built, there was no any EIA, Environmental Impact Assessment. And when it came, up till today, the hotel is dead. Simple, is dead. So, is it to quantify the damages? These are things that we naturally would have mitigated it ourselves. We don't need any rocket science. We don't need anything to come from heaven to fix all of this for us. Naturally, you know what will happen at this time. You take action.
Yes.
But the management, that's why for me to be happy, I want to see few persons being brought to a book. Maybe we will wake up. Because I know Nigerians, we can be afraid of the law. If Mr. A is punished, Mr. B is punished, Mr. C will sit up. Simple.
And not only that, you see, our caller mentioned that you now set up a committee. That is a committee of, after setting the committee, you allocate money to them. And they start, that is the way of, that is the normal way it has been happening. If you check in the past, when flood like this happens, they will set up a committee and billions will be given and all the rest of them. But that is not the solution. Setting a committee, doing this and that, that is not the solution is that what are we doing to stop this occurrence? Let it not happen again. Let us have solution to all this so that life and property will not be losing out. There are many people crying in Borno State now.
Yes.
Honestly, and many people are going to cry. There are some states now. Zamfara the other time was a march too.
That's correct.
I'm telling you, and so many other states are coming on board. So what are we doing? It's not all about all the time when this thing happened, you set up a committee and all the rest of them carry billions of naira and gave them. And those committees will be waiting for another setting up of a committee to siphon another one. So it doesn't make sense. So Mr. President should wake up with his team and fight this head on to stop all this mess so that we can get to a solution of this problem.
Sir, if the president is really serious and he look at Nigeria as a people he is actually governing upon, whatever meeting he is doing is for him to fly down. After all, he has a plane. How many hours? Whether he's not in heaven now.
Mr. Gabriel, let me mention the fact that perhaps the federal government may be doing something that is not, articulating its communication to Nigerians. Let me read something that, the Vice President said while on the spot assessment of the disaster. And I'm quoting him verbatim, where he said, the factors contributing to these recurrent disasters are diverse. And it is for this reason that President Bola Ahmed Tinubu has developed a comprehensive roadmap to address these challenges head-on. And the quote continues, in light of data gathered by our emergency response agencies and early warning centers, the government has intensified its interventions in flood-prone areas. These areas, characterized by erratic rainfall patterns and complex river basin dynamics, have been prioritized in our flood mitigation strategies to safeguard communities, protect agricultural zones, and reinforce critical infrastructure. You talked about perfect English or
effective English.
The catchphrase you've always used. And beyond that, perhaps beyond rhetorics, we are not seeing pragmatic approach to it due to communication gap. That is my own.
The question is what you have just read. If truly it's even there, when was it, produced? The roadmap, when was it produced?
Okay, not only
was it because this happened now?
Why are we seeing this?
Why are we seeing
if there is a roadmap, and
why?
If that roadmap has started working, they have started the implementation of the roadmap against this disaster, whatever. Why is this happening?
Why are you telling us now if you have something?
No. Why is this happening? Because if there is a roadmap and it's functioning and all those people involved have started working, but now the states wouldn't have got this. And many other states are still coming up. Many other states are involved too.
Okay, let me shock you. I was doing a report on a road, and then when I finished the road, they came to work. There are some portions that are bad. And I said, won't you also fix all of this? He said, if they fix them, which one go there and go work again? I don't want to mention it. So that to get back, they will come back again. So that there will be money for it. So, okay, let's assume it's true that, but that's the truth. Let's assume that this roadmap is there, and then is to protect and mitigate such a program. So why then they activate this roadmap for it to start working?
Yes, because if the roadmap has started working, by now all these things wouldn't have happened.
It will happen.
Honestly, that is the truth.
So let's talk about the inmates.
Yes,
because I remember the spokesperson of the Maiduguri prison.
Yes,
by the name of Abubakar Umarin.
Yes,
said they are doing everything within their powers to relocate inmates to safer. So the prison used to be the safest place for criminals, for inmates. Now you're saying they want to relocate them to safer area, to safer location, where inmates that include criminals, even those on death row, will be in a safer environment. So I'm beginning to ask myself, is there any other facility that is better than the prison that you're going to relocate this people?
Okay, you see withdrawing that statement that there was a jailbreak.
Yeah.
You see withdrawing it? Better, because I cannot be in charge of this house. And everybody inside, I'm guiding them. And danger is coming. I should allow myself and the people there also. I'll open the door. Everybody go and look for how you go save yourself.
Was that what happened? Are you alleging that?
That is, as far as I'm concerned, that's what happened. Because if they ask you to take care of people in the prison and there's water, heavy flood coming, would you allow them to? You too, you will die now. All of you will die. So it's a matter of, gentlemen, but even if you run, we will catch you. That is not jailbreak. They should withdraw that language, please. They sense danger. After all, the inmates who are human beings. Yes. There are some that I'm sure they were just there. They are innocent. Some are waiting for trial. Some have nothing has happened to them and all of that. So if you are the warder and you are to take care of the people and there is flood, definitely you want to open the prison gate for everybody to. First of all, you need to save yourself before you can save another person. That is the truth. You have to save yourself before you can save yourself. So if they are relocating them to where? You didn't mention it.
To where?
To where? Because the
immediate past chief whip, let me say former chief whip of the Senate, that is the Red Chamber, Ali Dume, who hails from Southern Borno, has called for the intervention of the international community. What do you make out of that?
Well, it's in the right direction, you know. Since our government is not doing enough on
this. The international community has to see how serious you are, first of all, before they can do anything.
You see, maybe that will make the government to wake up, you know. Since he's calling, Ndume has been a very outspoken man, and he goes straight to what he wants, you know. If he's calling the international community, I feel that is the best. The international community will now push the government, since they say they have their blueprint on this and all the rest of them, so that they can bring it up for implementation. And maybe the international community will look at it and assess it and see how they can come in. I feel that is the best.
Sir, international community have been in Borno since the beginning of Boko Haram. They've been there and they are still there. I will assure you. You see, SDG goal number 17 talks about partnership. Definitely they will come, because one, they are humans. They have human sympathy, not like our own that will eat everything and even eat even your grandchildren inside. No, they have human sympathy. And because again is whatever they are bringing or assistance they are bringing is for the vulnerable people, not the government. So most times they will want to be on ground themselves, because if you give it to our own Nigerian government, they will first of all, half of it will disappear before it gets to the destination. Once it gets to the destination, another half will disappear. Then another half is still remaining small that will get to the people. At the end of the day, they will tell you that they have worked, using media to make the noise. For international community, definitely they will come. Especially Nigeria is a member of so many organizations, EU, ECOWAS, OCPA, and all of that. They will definitely come. That one is for sure. And then again, just like you said, what has the government, if I were the international community, me I won't come. Because these are things that could have been mitigated.
By the yes, sir. Yes, sir.
It's something you can. That's what I challenge anybody to come and tell me all our disasters. Tell me the one that is natural. They're all man-made. So these things you would have taken care of it amicably without any trouble. But now you want to use that to come and sympathize with the people. Since 2012, that the international community came to Kogi, did they come back again? Every year, they get flood. Come on. I mean, we should stop
there will be a stage the international community will
they will get there, yeah.
They will be tired. Because you people are not doing anything.
Okay, let's come back to our region. Yes. Our regional body, the Economic Community of West African States, that's ECOWAS, said, in a recent research has shown that, a recurring disaster has left 75% of West Africa's population exposed and adversely impacted.
That's correct.
That's correct.
That's correct.
You have been a community reporter.
That's correct.
And speaking at the midterm consultative meeting of the regional body, the Deputy Director, Climate Change Department, National Disaster Management of ECOWAS, of Ghana, he's a Ghanaian, Frank Nansem Agre, said there was need for coordinated efforts to tackle disaster in West Africa.
That's correct.
So how can that coordination come? Nigeria is the leading country because of its population and its economy
and size.
Africa. If Nigeria is this devastated, who is going to spearhead that coordination?
Let Nigeria spearhead herself.
Okay.
First of all, when you talk about size, we are over 200 million people.
We don't even know
because the last census we had there was a lot of discrepancies, and since I was born, our population has always been approximately at about a little bit this, a little bit that. We have never had any census. Now, I don't know how many countries you need to put together to get Nigeria. I was in Ghana. Somebody said, "I beg, Mona, no fight." If we not fight, we don't have a place to accommodate you. So it means that our landmass, it means that the population means a lot. So Nigeria should wake up on her own self first before any other thing. Because if you look at it, the chunk of the population of this 75 they are talking about is, the chunk of it is Nigeria.
It's Nigeria.
The chunk of the poverty rate, the one that has happened in my own state since 2012, that amount to all the neighboring states, they go there and see the people remain poor. Because no incentive for them to go back to their normal business. They are neglected. Some of them lost their lands. Some of them their farms. If you see them, they are sick with diseases, all manners of diseases. We went 2012, we went 2022, we went to the riverine to go and administer first aid to people, and similar diseases everywhere. They are poor. So if it is for that, Nigeria should first tackle her own. And thank God the slogan of the government says renewed hope. Well, we are still waiting for the hope that we are going to renew.
In the line with that, you see, Mr. President is the chairman of ECOWAS.
Yes.
You know, and the whole thing still boils down on his table to make sure that this is well coordinated, that this will not happen, especially in Africa and in the ECOWAS region, because definitely if anything goes wrong, he's in charge. You know, at least he should lead by example by using this little one that has happened to set an example by bringing everyone, just like what we have been saying since few minutes now, bring everyone that didn't do his or her duty to book. Because by the time you sit and bring them to book, everybody will sit up. And you find out that things will be done the way it's supposed to be. First of all, just like what my colleague says, the whole thing boils down to Nigeria. Nigeria first. Despite that we don't know our population now, but the whole thing, when you talk of ECOWAS country, the Nigeria is the first in terms of population, you know. So we should start by example. Because so many of them will ask us, okay, we have disaster in Borno and all the rest of them. How do you handle it? Okay, now, Vice President said they have a blueprint already, you know. And the blueprint, whether he has been implemented or not, nobody knows, you know. Because if the blueprint has been implemented, all these things will not be happening. So when are they going to implement it if they have not implemented it? So we should lead by example. Mr. President should lead by example. Because whatever example he shows now, the whole sub-region will say, Nigeria has shown us example the way they handle this. Let's follow suit. That is how we're supposed to be.
You're talking about flood disaster. Man-made flood disaster in Borno. Have you noticed weather change, climate change disaster that is facing us now? Climate change. Once upon a time, not quite long, this is the same year, the temperature of Adama, only one local government escaped it, moved to close to 45%, 45 degrees centigrade. So do you foresee that disaster that is coming? And yet Nigeria is a member of EU. And Nigeria is also a signatory to SDG. So that's another disaster on its own. You will see for about 35 days before now, crops were burnt, all burnt. And
don't forget, sir, we are still talking about food insecurity.
Yeah.
We are still talking about food insecurity.
So more insecurity
is going on now.
Will continue.
In fact, I don't know how we are going to be able to feed our people.
It's okay.
In the next coming months.
Gabriel, reports emanating, from reporters on ground, said 70% of Maiduguri, the Borno State capital, is submerged underwater. And then, residents are at the mercy of fleeing snakes and crocodiles. So they are cohabiting with human beings.
Very correct.
In addition to that, it has affected the zoo. And they said about 80%
of the animals
are dead.
That's correct.
That is talking about ecological disaster
That's correct.
issue. What are your thoughts on that?
Yeah, it's still the same thing we're talking about. See, first of all, for a fire to become wild, somebody started it, or something starts the fire. So have we gone, first of all, we must go and look for the root cause of this fire, which is the dam. Now, what happens to that dam? Was there any warning? Was there any action taken to stop it from happening? Who is in charge? Were the people encouraged? Were they motivated? And so on and so forth. So if it is for the animal, they are gone. The one you can see to catch, you catch. The one you cannot see. I'm very, very sure the victims of this flood, anyone they see now, that will again will become their own meal, which they will use.
Okay, Gabriel, hold your thoughts there. Let's take this caller. Hello? Good afternoon, sir. Please, could you turn down the volume of your TV set, please?
Good day, sir.
Good day. We can hear you loud and clear. Go ahead, your name and where you're calling from.
God bless you.
God bless you
Generally, things are getting worse by the day in Nigeria.
Okay.
And if one is usually married, and things are getting bad, in that family, they will say maybe the woman has one problem with the other.
Mm.
So the president himself is a problem in this country. I mean, I'm telling you, the president is a problem in this country. Nothing is good during his time. We are facing one problem here, one problem there during his time. We are starting to resign. What you are facing today in Nigeria, Tinubu has to do with it. Let him resign. He's not a good leader. People are dying on daily basis. Thank you.
Thank you. You're welcome. That's his personal opinion.
Absolutely.
Which is entitled to.
Yes, yes.
We didn't say such things, but he's the one saying it, and that's his opinion. Go ahead with your thoughts.
If you ask me, for 8 years, the past president was traveling in the name of attracting investors to Nigeria. None did we see. Rather, those who were here left. You also came to follow suit in what did not bring results.
And not only that, sir, much money has been allocated for
course,
the traveling
of
trip
course.
up and down.
Everything.
And how
that's
much do we benefit
Nothing.
from the
So,
one?
sir, this man that is, you won't blame him. He's on the ground. As I speak with you, Nigerians are suffering because of fuel subsidy gone. The suffering has just continued to rise by the day. People are hungry. That hunger is another disaster.
Sir, even hunger alone is insecurity on its own.
Yes.
Because anybody that is hungry can do anything.
He's an angry man.
He can do anything.
He can do anything.
Then now, okay, tell me, sir, in Maiduguri, when I check the record of Maiduguri, when it comes to farming, Maiduguri is one of the states that can give you enough food in terms of farming. Okay, look at it now. Where are they going to start from? Where are they going to start from? Okay, there are people depending on their farming to feed.
Yeah. Not to even sell.
Not to even sell, sir.
To feed first.
We are not talking about selling. They do it to feed and do other things, and sell and do other things. Where are they going to start from? Because the whole place is flooded. And all their efforts, remember, most of them borrowed money to farm.
Thank you very much.
So it's unfortunate. It's unfortunate. And many of them, all you can do is to evacuate them to IDP camp. Why the same thing that is still fishing is still fishing? The IDP camp, will it solve the problem they have faced with in terms of their farming given to them, their livelihood given to them, their houses being destroyed by flood and all the rest of them?
Okay, let's take this caller. Hello? Good afternoon, this is the POLITY live from KAFTAN TV. Go ahead, please.
Good morning, I'm Mr. Solomon Wilson calling from Port Harcourt.
Solomon from Port Harcourt, go ahead, sir.
Sir, what I'm trying to say is this. I know this thing that I'm talking will not get anywhere, but let me just say it.
Just say it.
Whether we like it or not, Nigerians, we are stepping backward day by day. We are not just stepping backward, we are rushing backward day by day. Look at these issues that are coming up. Every day, complain every year. And I think Mr. President is hearing it, but he will keep deaf ears of it. If we have foreign bodies, let me just say, foreign countries that can be able to help us, they should just do something meaningful. So at least we'll have something tangible to eat. Without have food, they're crying of food, they're crying of fuel, they're crying of money. I will still cry for house to live again. Problem. This is what I have to say. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
We are struggling, crying to live again.
And what he said is
the truth.
Okay, let's take this caller. Hello, good afternoon. This is the POLITY live from KAFTAN Television. Your name, please, and where you're calling from.
Hello, good afternoon. My name is Yusuf Usman from Gombe.
Yusuf Usman, you are our regular caller. We appreciate you whenever you call, and you usually give us very, very articulate perspective.
Yes,
go ahead, sir.
Absolutely, discussions on interesting topics, which I attract my mind
to
make my own contribution. the issue of food in Nigeria, the government themselves are not really serious. You see, we have very vast farmlands in northern part of Nigeria. I can only see 2 states that I noticed that they bought tractors for their farmers. We need to use mechanized farming within our area. There is no way that we can continue doing traditional farming that will not take us to anywhere. And when it comes into issue of Maiduguri, Maiduguri is unfortunate. In fact, I just had to cry when I saw the devastating problem. Tears come to my face. Only God will save these people. I'm from Borno State by origin.
Okay.
In fact, it's happened that I find myself in Gombe. But tears come to my face and I felt it so much. Unfortunately, the government themselves did not do well. They were informed. They knew that somewhere else the water is coming. They should have, from the beginning, opened the dam to start flowing before the main water come in. They allow it until when it is burst by itself. Because when it fills, it doesn't have way, it has to create way for itself. So that is why we have this kind of huge disaster. I could remember one of the officials visited the dam. In fact, he was not an expert. Maybe they start saying, no, there will be any problem. At the end of the day, the problem occurred. So it's just unfortunate. Unfortunate, we have to, the problem we are facing much in this country is bloodshedding. Once people's blood are flowing on the street anyhow, you can't take a life from any country in Europe, single life, they will not abide it. But our own, we can do anything and nobody cares. God will never forgive us. We can see so many disasters because of what we are doing. Thank you.
Thank you, Yusuf from Gombe State. Always articulate whenever he calls in to share his perspective with us.
Sir, for every dam to be constructed, before it's constructed, there is the designer who will tell you this dam can only take this volume of water. And for it to be protected, that is why there are pipes or channels for it to flow down. And they open it, they will tell you, once you get to this level, please open this. When it gets to this level, please open this. So nobody should come and tell us. Thank God he said that somebody who visited the place. And the person, I'm sure he's not an expert, from his own practical assessment, he said, look, this can't go.
Once.
All your thoughts there. Let's take this caller. Hello, good afternoon.
Hello, good afternoon.
Go ahead, sir. Your name and where you're calling from.
Okay, I'm Usman from Bida, Niger State.
Okay, Usman from Bida. Go ahead, sir.
Okay, sir. Was that the topic you are discussing, sir?
Yeah.
I really cried for Borno State when I saw the incidents of flood yesterday. Seriously, this our leader, are they fear God at all? These people are facing problem of insecurity we know before. They are facing the hardship of the entire country and another flood again. I don't know. What this our leader, are they still in charge? This is paying me as per age. This is paying me seriously. Because I witnessed this type of flood in Niger State, but the way I see this, the one that happened in Borno State, seriously, I cried yesterday. This our leader, they don't fear God at all. Please. What is happening? What are we heading to in this country? All the resources we have in this country is not for everyone of purpose. Few people are just trying to hijack every time, make us suffer every day. And in terms of when political time is come now, they will even visit the locality, no matter even though there is bad road there, they will go there. But after winning the election, they will not even bother they will not even bother those people again. Please, you people that in the public should just try and tell some, in fact, try your effort and talk to them, because we the less privileged people don't have chance to talk to them. Thank you.
Ike, he has opened a new vista of conversation. He talked about the fact that Borno State, it never even crossed my mind that They have suffered decades of, banditry.
Yeah, of course.
And now this thing has come in it. And life goes on for people like you and I that are not resident in Maiduguri and Borno State. There are people that on Saturday they'll go to parties. Some are getting married. There are ceremonies. Some are just enjoying life, but they don't resonate with the feelings of the people of Borno State. What do you think?
You see, sir, I have had the opportunity of being in Borno State, Maiduguri precisely, and it's a well-habited place. During then, Almadu Sheriff, the former governor of Borno State. In fact, it's a lovely place. But it pains my heart, not only him, he may be worried to him. I know he worries so many Nigerians who have seen the devastation concerning what happened in Maiduguri. And for them, joining hands that they are suffering the banditry issue and join with this
the sad thing is that Gabriel keeps saying is man-made.
It's enormous, and it's something that can be mitigated earlier. That is our problem. You see, in a problem where you can solve it earlier, and you didn't solve it, and it becomes so terrible that life was lost and all the rest of them. When all these things are happening, you said you can blame yourself, than the one, just like what my colleague said, that the one we did by ourselves, because this is the one we created. Because we know we can solve this problem, and instead of solving it, we are just managing it to this extent.
Okay, Gabriel, I can understand how you feel. You're feeling so sad. Let's take this caller. Good afternoon. You're on to the polity. Go ahead, please, sir.
I'm calling from River State.
River State, your name is Ima. Go ahead, sir.
Yeah. So we are talking about only police rate. We are not talking about to protect our own side. This River State, in Yama and water side. To protect that side, not only the state. Now, for another country side. So make a way for the citizens of Nigeria to make sure they make against that time where to say the flood will take also. I'm not talking about this side where to say the flood never reach. Only Benin State and all these places where already the flood don't go reach. But they see the disasters now. So now where to say the flood never can reach side of this. So what are they prepare against the people waiting for this side? I arrest my case for that for now.
Thank you, Ima from Rivers.
Sir, you see, that is why these our governors should wake up. It's not all about politics. It's all about reality now.
It's reality.
They should wake up.
It's not about
because
party.
it's not all about it at all.
Fuller doesn't know political.
No. It doesn't know whether you are East or you came from Yoruba land or not the rest of them or whatever. It comes. They should wake up to their duties. They should make sure things are done. Okay, look at a caller calling from River State. It will happen because just like we are discussing, any moment from now, some states will be getting involved. So all these governors should wake up. When you take up the mantle of leadership, you should be able to deliver.
Okay, Gabriel, in addition to grieving for families that have lost loved ones and those that lost properties, to this disaster, I also feel for Baba Gana Zulum, because if you're going to appraise performance of governors in Nigeria, you can put Baba Zulum as from my own estimation, top 3. If it's not topping the list, it should be among the top 3. But look at what has happened to all the infrastructure he has put in place. 70% of Maiduguri submerged underwater. We are talking about infrastructure that this man has put in place in the last 6 years or so.
Let me correct that notion. He is not the only one who worked there. International organization did virtually 80%.
I'm talking about his own.
His own,
but he has done well.
There are schools that are better than others.
He has done well.
He didn't use his money.
No, but he has done well.
But anyway, we'll talk
Somebody
about
would have
that.
cornered
No, he has done well.
However, sir,
Compared to others.
when a country or leaders lack political will that will activate law and order, this is what you see.
Okay.
Like we have said, if we want to mitigate this, people must be punished. We can't continue like this. Nemet gave a warning. He has done his own job. You know that these are areas that is going to affect what have you done? What did you do?
Like who are you referring to?
The management of the dam.
Okay.
The management of the dam, from the top to the bottom. How regular do they maintain the dam?
So the governor may not have fault in this.
No. He can't be everywhere.
So I asked that question because he has expended so much money.
No doubt about it.
No, sir.
Taxpayers' money accruing to Borno State from Federation accounts.
Sir.
And he provided beautiful infrastructure, exotic classrooms.
That is why he must punish somebody who is responsible.
Thank you.
That is the reason he must punish whosoever brought this disaster to the people of Borno State and Borno as a state. You cannot invest so much money and then one person, because of his laxity, will allow such massive destruction, and you keep quiet. And so that will come and clap for you? No, sir. If he did not do that, then as far as I'm concerned, he's not a leader and he's a failure.
But not only that, sir.
In addition to that, University of Maiduguri has also closed.
Yes.
In addition to post office and other institutions.
That's correct.
So I'm talking about graduation of the students.
No, for now.
For now.
So
No, for now, there is no, in as much as that place is concerned now, the school is down already. Everywhere. Where are you going to pass to go to the school? It's so unfortunate. Just like what he said, I believe that governor also, they have to wake up in watching what you're supposed to do. Are you doing it? Governor Zulum, just like you said, has done well, those infrastructure and all the rest of them. But just like he said, he cannot just keep quiet for somebody for something like this to happen. So that is why whoever that is involved should be brought to book.
That's all.
Should be punished.
That's the only way I'll clap for him. Because you cannot invest this kind of amount of money.
And at the end of the day, okay, look at
resources. At the end of the day, one leakage from nowhere destroyed the whole thing.
And not only that, sir, if you take a record, just like what you said, since he assumed office, he has been busy working hard.
Yes.
And at the end of the day, once somebody from one corner that's supposed to do his work, maybe controlling the dam or whatever, or we just sit quiet and all the rest of all these things will happen. Loss of life, loss of properties, and millions of naira being wasted. So that person must be brought to book. That is what we are saying. Because all along it has been happening in Kogi and all the rest of it. Nobody has been punished. So everybody, that is why when it happens like this, everybody sits quiet. See, let it happen again. After all, they are going to allocate billions to us. They are going to form a committee to us so that we can loot. We are talking about putting measures, bringing people to book, let our law work. In Nigeria, the problem is that we have a good law, but they are not working, sir. That is the truth.
Okay.
They are not.
Okay, Gabriel, we have discussed here with you, with regards to the outspread of cholera in Nigeria.
Yeah.
And now Maiduguri, is inundated with, man-made, flood. And the state capital is submerged underwater, about 70% of it, with animals dead. There will be ecological disaster.
Yeah.
The ecosystem is destroyed.
Yes.
How do you see the connectedness between with this disaster and cholera outbreak that is still with us in Nigeria?
Well, first of all, we have not even taken care of that issue because waste management is poor.
It's poor.
Waste management in Nigeria is poor. SDG
okay,
goal.
I want you to answer this question, but let's take this caller.
Please.
Don't forget this line of thought.
All right.
Yeah, good afternoon. This is the Polity. This is your show. Please go ahead with your name and where you're calling from.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
I'm from Niger State.
Niger State, go ahead with your name, sir.
My name is Abubakar.
I can't hear you. Are you
My name is Abubakar. I'm from Niger State.
Abubakar from Niger State, go ahead. It's your show.
Please, I want to contribute about the issue of Maiduguri and Nigeria.
That's why we picked your call. Go ahead. Just keep going. 30 seconds.
Okay. The issue of this Nigeria, I can say that we masses were the problem of this issue.
Okay.
For my own opinion,
yeah,
we are not ready. We masses we are not ready. As far as I can see that we poor people, we are not ready.
What do you mean?
Because see these politicians, see what they are doing to us. See what they are doing. They are doing every elections. See the calamity we are seeing. In next election now, see what people will do again. Don't forget about what happened. Where are we going? See the calamity all over the Nigerians. And then now, when it's election again, in 2027, people will still vote for them. So for my own opinion here, understand.
I can understand your perspective.
This issue we are seeing today, and the pricing of everything is going hard today. What is my own is that let this thing continue so that people get enough awareness.
Okay.
And vote for the right people. And vote for the right people. That's my own.
Thank you, Abubakar.
That's my own opinion.
Thank you, Abubakar. Abubakar is talking about leadership recruitment process in this country.
That's correct.
Now the poor people are to blame because in the first place, the politicians that are ruling you or are leading us today were brought in by the voting population, which constitutes to a very large extent the poor people or the the marginalized people. That let them feel the pinch, let them feel the pain, so that next time they will do the right thing when it is time for them to vote. That's his opinion. What do you think?
Well, that's his opinion. But on a serious note, we are not the problem. There is two major sectors that is our problem: the security and the judiciary. The people, they said democracy is about the people. Democracy is about your own choosing the person you want him to lead you. Sir, we are over 200 million people. All the candidates that went to the poll put together, all the votes is not up to 50 million. Then they now declared one man with 8 million above, and they said he's the one governing us. Would you blame the people? No, sir. My vote, they never allow me to cast my vote. Yeah, they use the poor people because they are vulnerable. They use the poor people because they are not educated. They use the poor people because they were bought over. They use the poor people because they lied to them. There's a woman, she said, if I don't collect this money, I won't see them again. And that's why they are mortgaging their future. So even if the majority comes out, they will not allow the will of the majority to take place. Having said that, and going back to that cholera you did talk about, first of all, our management of waste is zero. SDG goal number 3 talks about good health and well-being. SDG goal number 6 talks about clean water and sanitation. You're talking about cholera. Cholera comes as a result of management of your, bad management of your waste. We defecate anyhow. Abuja is not even safe. Abuja, the capital city of Nigeria.
The way he said it's
that's the truth.
So enunciating.
It is.
Anyhow.
Yes, that's the truth. Yes. Come out now. Come just beside yourself. You see it. I'm not lying. Go to the city center.
Close to the villa.
Thank you very much.
Yes.
So it's not a new thing. And because we have Abuja Environmental Protection
Protection Agency.
What are they doing? Okay, rather to carry people's motorbike and go.
This caller may answer your question. Hello, good afternoon. This is the POLITY live from KAFTAN Television Studios. Go ahead.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon. We can hear you loud and clear. Raise your voice a little bit. Your name, please, and where you're calling from.
Thank you. My name is Musa Yunus. I'm calling from Abuja.
Musa from Abuja, go ahead with your thoughts.
Thank you so much. You people are doing a great job.
I appreciate you, Musa.
And all this thing is coming up today. I'm very happy. Because if you see some of us in this Abuja is very, there is no anywhere hardship is not on it. Even Abuja, there is hardship in Abuja in everywhere now. People where they enjoy now is the people where they are maybe politician and whatever. There is something when this man said, I really love that thing. The problem is not from the poor people. You understand?
Yeah.
The problem we have is our judiciary. When you are talking about judiciary, when you are talking about INEC, this is where our problem is. They can vote, then our vote counts. End of the day, they will say that we should go to court. We should go to court because they know that we are not going to got what we done well, I don't know. So Nigeria matters, everybody is tired. What we leave it for now, we leave it for God. Let God take care of it.
Okay.
Thank you so much. Yeah?
Thank you very much. Thank you, Musa. Let me ask you, Gabriel.
Yes.
In addition to the ecological disaster that will be left behind in the wake of aftermath of the disaster, when the waters are receding, will be challenges of yield of our farmlands, because all the farmlands are destroyed, and this will, people are saying, it will exacerbate the food insecurity currently facing the country.
First of all, if for instance I have my maize near to pluck or near to harvest, and this come, definitely you should be rest assured that it's already gone. So it means that high rate of poverty will continue. SDG goal number. I like making emphasis on SDG goal, because what will fix Nigeria is already there. If you are a serious leader and you want to lead Nigeria, either governor, local government chairman, whatever you want to, just pick it. You don't need any, just pick the SDG goal. Everything is spelled out. More hunger, because there's not going to be food. More disease, because you've not taken care of hunger itself is a disease. I hope you know that you are hungry, you are already sick.
Yes.
So you need food to stop that hunger. So all of that will not be available. Now, maybe the little place they work, their place of work, will not be habitable anymore. Like in the market that has been taken over, you don't even know the kind of reptile that will be hanging. You are scared. You don't want anything to be to beat you. So the trouble will even the issue of Maiduguri will be like from one who is falling from frying pan to fire. However, there are some gains from it. You know, because of this residue that is coming back, some water will settle. A fast and a wise farmer can quickly go back to farm and then see what he can do to turn around all of this again. The more the water is receding, sometimes it leaves back some manure, natural manure, for you, a kind of natural fertilizer. So they can also take advantage of that, but the bulk of the problem will be overwhelming. And I just pity the governor, because he will be jumping and speaking English from one place to another.
Okay, let me ask you, let me come to you, Gideon Ike. And now, he has mentioned in the wake of the floods receding, he has mentioned what will be left behind. Now, Borno State is a component of the entire country, a microcosm, so to speak, and there are states that are contiguous, and floodings don't come and stay in one place because water find their way. You know, what if you are a state governor, what will you be doing that is contiguous, that is a neighboring state to Borno State?
You see, in a situation like this, you have to create a relationship with the neighboring states. You know, when you create that good relationship, at least this issue could have been, because you have a good relationship, you people will put heads together to see how you can sort it out, especially in this kind of situation.
Okay, let's take this caller. Before I ask Gabriel about Lagdo Dam. Lagdo Dam has not released its own water.
Not yet.
Not yet.
And the rains are already here.
Yes.
And we have been told by NEMI that these rains will continue till the end of December.
Yes.
What's your fear?
My fear is that our government won't learn anything. Even from Maiduguri, we will not learn anything. Niger State has Kenji has just released, but we don't know the volume of which they have released. They just released. Yes. So maybe it's going to be in bits, or they're going to open the floodgate at the same time. If it is in bits, that can be mitigated. But however, how are they planning for Lagdo Dam from Cameroon? I'm sure Lagdo Dam will be communicating with them. And our people will not talk until it is quarter to go, then we'll start shouting. And then the disaster
will be budgeted for mitigation.
Thank you very much.
As an afterthought. Okay,
so
let's take this caller.
All right. So we don't even need, from this experience, any serious government that is closer and that have seen this and meant well for its people begin to make noise. Clear all drainages, because most of our drainages are blocked. Clear all drainages. If you are closer to the, to the water bank, come out there. Speak in the language that anybody can understand. Don't speak too much English again. go to the local dialect, go to the anyone that you think people can understand. Just talk to them, leave the place. And if I'm also any state government that is prone to this water issues, I will begin to ask the relevant agency, Nema, come. How far? Like don't send the message. What did they say? Nema, how far? All of this, I will start preparing my people before we get stuck. It's simple. Let's wake up. Let us learn. It seems we don't learn year in, year out, year in, year out. This is what we have been facing. So to me, if I hear flood today, it's just a yearly ritual as far as I'm concerned.
And sir, to add to what he said, you remember that recently there is a flood between Yobe, Borno, Damaturu, just recently, that just divided the. So it's happening within that area, just like what you said about neighboring whatever. It's still connecting to Gombe, Yobe, and all the rest of them, and it will soon move to Jigawa. So there should be a working relationship with all these governors to bring out who is in charge to mitigate all these things in their state, to start working now. Just like what our brother said in River State, that it seems we are focusing on Borno and forget about the River State. Also, whoever that is in charge, that the governor has assigned to work on that area, should wake up and start working now. And not when the whole thing starts, floods start coming, you start running helter-skelter. You know, he should start working now. Know that he has a job to do, not to sleep in the office or relax in the office, or be waiting for one committee to be assigned so that they can loot. He should start now working so that they can start working to make sure they carve up gap to close all this flooding now. I feel that is the way to go. You know, I bet you if we don't work on these things, we will still come back again, God forbid, next year to talk about this thing.
Even if
honestly,
if we may ask, what is the essence of all this governors forum? What is it for?
It's for
what are they discussing?
Review. It's supposed to be for peer review.
But this is where all these things supposed to.
Yeah. Supposed to be for peer review.
So what are they? What are they meeting? What are they talking? What do they discuss amongst themselves? What is happening in your state? What can I do? What relationship are they synergizing to see that they have this
a common ground
for issue? This is, thank God, disaster that happens doesn't know any political party. It doesn't know any religion. It doesn't know your race, your tribe, nothing. Disaster, not disaster. If it is fire, it catch everybody. If it is water, the insecurity, you don't know who be who. So why should we be so?
You know, I like what you just said.
Yeah.
If you look at this flooding, you know, it is going to be on our screen. If you look at the flooding, it has inundated the houses of the rich people.
Yes. And the poor
people.
Yes.
Their hospitals.
Yes. Everybody.
The poor man's hospital. And rich man's hospital.
Look at it.
This is Maiduguri.
Yes.
This is Maiduguri itself, the state capital of
Look at it. That's the road.
I am not sure.
It has taken over the entire road. The airport, hospitals are shut down. University, where the children of the rich people and look at Maiduguri.
So now tell me, the school children, will they ever go to school again?
No,
the school is shut down for now.
School is shut down.
School is shut down.
That's quality education.
Yes, sir.
Number 4.
Hospital
yes,
is shut
sir.
down.
And in fact, the
markets are shut down.
Everything. No, there is no.
They are in total shutdown.
Because 70%
total shutdown.
It's only 30% that is.
Now back to the man who spoke from River State. Yes, River State, whether we like it or not, is also at the receiving end, because anyone that lives from the north through Lokoja, of course, empties in river, then into the Atlantic. Definitely, anybody who is closer to that river bank definitely will be affected. However, the only measure to solving this is for the government to begin to do the right thing at the right time, allowing everybody to do his work. Commissioner of work, go to work. Commissioner for health, go to work. Commissioner for environment, go to work. Commissioner of works, go to work.
But you must provide funding for it.
Definitely. What is this?
Okay, let's take this caller, Gabriel. Hello, we have lost the caller.
All right. So everybody must go to work, because you are collecting tax. You are taxing everybody. You are collecting what do you want? This one they come every month to come and do in Abuja. FAC. You are collecting. What are you doing with it? Give it to people to do their job. It's not for you to be lifting it. No, sir. So if everybody is supporting, you know what to do. Sir, everybody is complimenting. We are supposed to compliment each other. So if Mr. Works is tidying his own place of work, that is maybe gutter, drainages and all of that, and then health man is talking, don't pour anything inside this place. And then those in charge of discipline are also doing the same thing. Everybody will sit up and things will move good. And then they will only be waiting for natural disaster to happen. But God in his infinite mercy, I think he has just looked at these people in Nigeria. Are these people serious? And let them be killing themselves. I'm sure. I'm telling you.
Why do you have to say so?
No, because that is the truth now. That is the truth. Every day we are in the church and we are in the mosque shouting, disturbing him. And I said, what are we doing? We have not done the right thing. We are asking God to come and do what? Is he coming down? Why did he give us bread? Why did he give us hands? Why did he give us legs? So we should come and sit down and be shouting. No, he won't come down. And that is why let us pray for Nigeria. We'll be praying. Has anything changed?
No, nothing has changed.
So we need to change ourselves.
We are the most praying nation.
We are the most praying nation, but the most backward person. Somebody said we are even running backward. Poverty.
No,
that was before. Capital. I think they should.
We're taking one country.
Plus 5. Plus now, not 1. Plus 5. We have gone beyond 0 now. We are plus 5 poverty capital of the world as it is right now. That is another disaster in poverty from that area coming again. We are not done with the one that subsidy God has caused. We are not done with that one. That's another trouble. Additional poverty.
So as we are winding down, what are your final thoughts?
My final thought is that I look forward to seeing one day where we have a leader, a political leader, who has vision and has that political will that will enact law and order so that things can move well. And bring, of course, once there is law and order, everybody who commits one crime or the other will definitely bring to book.
Ike, what are your final thoughts?
My final thought is to plead with Mr. President.
Okay.
He has a blueprint already that he has made concerning this disaster and all the rest of them, which you read out. He should please make sure that there is implementation. And let anyone that failed to implement, let them be brought to book. Anyone that failed to do what he or she is supposed to do, let them be brought to book. And all these humongous committee, you know, when disaster happen, you form a committee, give them billions to spend, let it streamline it. Because now Nigeria don't need all these things, because we are suffering in poverty. Already, we don't have money. We don't have the money. So please, he should make sure that his blueprint works, because it's not working. If they have started implement it, we have not seen it yet. We are yet to see it. So please, I'm pleading with him that we want to see the implementation. Thank you.
Sorry, sir, to add up, Nigeria game on you. Nigeria has money.
Nigeria has money.
If you say you remove subsidy, where is the money? The ones you are no longer, where are they? Nigeria has money. Since I was a kid, they have been talking of this don't go, this has gone, yet we are not. Nigeria get money. He just went to buy a new plane. He went to buy a bulletproof car. He went to buy, what do they call him? Yachts, I'll be waiting. Oh, no, stone you take by. Nigeria get money.
Okay. That's the size of our package today on the polity. Gabriel Enemali, and thank you most profoundly. Gabriel Enemali is our in-house KAFTAN TV analyst and KAFTAN TV
Inside
community report editor. He's a specialist in agriculture with particular emphasis on cashew. And Gideon is a publisher and a journalist. He has been in the trenches reporting disasters and disaster management. I thank you guys most profoundly for finding time out of your busy schedule to be on the polity on KAFTAN Television Live.
Thank you very much.
Thank you guys.
Thank you, sir.
Well, that's the size of our package, like I said earlier on. I thank our numerous callers. Whatever comment any caller made was their personal opinion that has no relationship with the editorial policy of KAFTAN Television. I thank you most profoundly for staying there as our viewers and our esteemed callers. On behalf of our producer and the entire people in the production team, especially the master control room, I remain yours sincerely, Macauley Hunohashi, saying thanks for being there. See you next time and bye for now.